What's up, you guys? It's KeAmber Vaughn, aka Coach Ke, coming back to you with another video. If you are new to my channel, welcome. And if you're not new, welcome back. Be sure to hit the subscribe button and also tap the bell so that you are notified of every new video that I post. So as you guys can tell by the title of this video, I'm going to be showing you guys how to calculate your budget percentages to measure them up against Dave Ramsey's recommended percentages. I asked you guys in the video that I did my own budget percentages on, which, by the way, if you did not catch that, I will link that up in the eye in the sky. But I asked you guys if you wanted me to show you how to calculate yours, because I know not everybody is really great at math. And a few of you guys in the comment section did ask me to do that. By the way, I am sorry that I have not been interacting with you guys in the comment section like I normally do. I've been so busy trying to get all of this stuff done for my travel nurse assignment, which I'm still not completely done with everything. Actually, as soon as I finish recording this video, I have to secure my housing, but then that's done after that. So tonight I will be responding to all of you guys, I promise. And I'll be back on it. So just if you guys are new, this part of my planner is always like blurred out because it has to do with my financial wellness program, which you will be very confused as to why that's there if you have not gone through that program. So that's that, which if you are interested in that program where I show you how exactly I eliminated over $26,000 in debt and saved $17,000 at the same time in 18 months to become 100% debt free, you can check the description box for that information. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to go through July 2018's budget. So you can print out Dave Ramsey's monthly cash flow plan if you want to do this on this form. You don't have to. When I actually did the video, I didn't do it on this form, but I will try to remember, because y'all know I'll be forgetting. I'll try to remember to link this form down in the description box so you can do it the same way that I am doing it. And the reason why I am choosing this particular month is because my income was pretty like average compared to a lot of people. So my monthly take-home pay was $3,552.67. If my numbers and percentages are a little off from that video, don't judge me, okay? I didn't completely I didn't fill this out the first time. I more so kind of like eyeballed it or whatever. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go through my fixed expenses first, write them in, and then we're going to go to the expense tracker, write that stuff in, and then we're going to calculate the percentages from there, and I'm going to show you guys how to do that. So for charity part, that's always a big fat zero. So for savings, we're going to come back to this one because I'll have to check how much I saved this particular month, and then we'll write that in. So let's go ahead and write in the rent. So the rent was $810.88, and we don't have anything left in here. So next is electricity, and you guys can see that I spent $113.98. Gas is $31.86. Cell phone, we have $51.75. Internet was $44.99. So instead of me going in order on this form, I'm just going to go in order here so that I can make sure I don't miss anything trying to go back and forth. So now let's try to find where the insurances are right here. So health insurance was $32.71. Then auto insurance is $112.19. Renter's insurance was already paid through September. So now we have a bunch of like miscellaneous expenses here, which are not shown on Dave's forms, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know how that blank piece of paper got in there. Let's see. Actually, this is the same thing. I don't know how the hell that happened. Okay. So because at this time I was debt free, I'm going to change this to other, because some of my stuff, I guess it could have gone in here. How do y'all want me to do this? So on mine, I had a other category, and that basically came from me calculating what did fit in these, calculating the percentages, and then doing 100% minus the total percentages that I did have, and then other was kind of there. So because I wasn't in debt, I'm going to use this part for these expenses down here, which these expenses are like business expenses basically. So I'm going to do MailChimp here at $10, $70. I'm just going to go down the list. And if you guys remember in that particular video, once I was kind of done with everything, I was like, dang, I probably could have put my chiropractor under medical, but I didn't really think about that until afterwards. So I'm just going to like quickly write this part in. And then this is going to be the chiropractor. This is going to be HostGator. This is going to be my credit program, the affiliate program. It's going to be that. And then this is going to be Roadside. Okay. So I'm not going to go down the budgeted because that's not what we're here for. So now I'm going to go ahead and turn to the actual expense tracker. Okay. So, oh, you know what? Recreation. I did do travel expenses for this one. So you know what? I'm going to... When I did travel in that actual video, I didn't realize vacation was there. Again, I kind of glanced through everything. So I'm just going to, you know what? I'm going to make this to where I'm going to do it the exact way. So we're going to take the chiropractor out there and we're going to put the chiropractor here for doctor bills. I'm just going to write chiro there. So at this point, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through each category. We're going to write everything in there, and then we're going to calculate everything at the end, and I'm going to show you guys how to calculate the actual percentages. So first is groceries, and you guys can see this particular month I did so much spending that I needed an extra piece of paper. So let me go ahead and increase the brightness on my phone and go to the calculator. All right, so for groceries, if you guys can see the G here, we ended with the category balance of $58.49, but we started with a budget of $200. So I'm going to subtract the $58.49 to get what I actually spent on groceries for that particular month. So we spent $141.51. For personal household, the very last personal household expense I have in this budget, we were over budget $109.88, which means that I'm going to take the personal household budget of $100 and I'm going to add the $109.88 because that's how much I was over budget. So for personal, we spent $209.88. So let's go ahead and find that on this sheet and trying to see what all is included in here. Miscellaneous is included in here too. I thought that there was a miscellaneous category by itself. Okay, so how did I do that? Yeah, see, in the video it says miscellaneous is 5 to 10%. Am I missing a sheet? I don't think I am. I'm not. Okay, so miscellaneous is going to be its own category. This is what I'm going to do. There, okay. So for shopping, I believe this category, what I did was I included personal, household, and shopping. Okay, so now let's go back. So $100 for personal household plus the $250 for shopping is $350, right? So we have to add the $109.88 because we were over budget for personal household. Then for shopping, let's see where we ended at negative $7.22. So we have to add the $7.22. So that means that for personal total, we're going to have $467.10. All right. So now let's go ahead and go to miscellaneous. We had a budget of $100. Let's see where we ended up at. We had $56.97 left over, which means we only spent $43.03. Boom. All right, so next is restaurants. And restaurants, we ended with $1.59 and we started with 100. So that's $98.41 that we spent. supplements is 75, and I think that, how did I do this? Health, I did have stuff in health. Okay, so I recorded my supplements in health, so I did do that part right. At least I did something right, y'all. Okay, so 75 is what we started off with, and we ended at 43.34. So we spent 31.66. Then business, I'm gonna add in this other category as well. And business, we ended at 74.84, right? Yeah. Let me make sure I'm not missing a B somewhere. Yeah, I'm not. Okay, so we spent $25.16 for business this particular month. Now gas, the budget was $100, and we ended at $11.50. So we spent $88.50. And where is that? Right here. Then we already did shopping, so now it's travel. So we had a budget of $600, and we ended at $195.41. So we spent, oh wait, no, because we're gonna do it the right way this time. Travel is $404.59. And I'm just making sure that there's really no place. And the only reason I'm keeping miscellaneous separate is because somehow I seen that miscellaneous is supposed to be 5 to 6%. 5 to 10%. I don't know if I was looking at another website or what. Like, I don't even know how that happened. I'm trying to make sure this can't go anywhere. I guess that could be under subscriptions, but I'm not going to put it there because it's really not personal. It's not like it's Netflix or Hulu or anything. It literally is for business expenses. And this roadside assistance is considered business expenses because in this particular company, I have to have a certain amount of monthly products or subscriptions to stay qualified to earn money. So that's why that goes there. All right, so we're done with this page, and then now I just need to look and see how much money I saved this particular month. So I'm gonna go back here to the savings tracker. So we saved $566.02, and I was already done with my emergency fund, so I'm just gonna cross that out and put sinking fund. All right, so now let's go ahead and I'm gonna close the planner, and we're gonna calculate everything. So again, if my numbers are a little off from the video, don't judge me because now I'm using the dang on form, okay? All right, so at this point, we're gonna total up everything in each category, which most of them will only have one thing anyway. So now let's total this one up. And on the paper, or I don't know if it was a website or whatever I looked at, personal household was 5 to 10%, and miscellaneous was also 5 to 10%. So I'm gonna write that here just so I can remember. And then let's calculate up this last one. And we're not gonna pay attention to that percentage there. We're just gonna calculate it. So, all right, so how you calculate what your percentage is, you're basically going to take whatever the total is for that particular category, and I'm going to zoom you guys in just a tad. I have my ring light up here and it's so blinding. Okay, so 566.02, then we're going to divide it by whatever the take-home pay was, okay? So then you're going to get this really long decimal, and you're going to multiply by 100, and that's going to give you your percentage. So what I did in the breakdown that I showed you guys, I did either round up or round down based on whatever this first decimal is, because I didn't want to write 15.9. So I'm going to go ahead and round up to 16% for this one. Okay, so now we're just going to literally do the same thing for each one. 355267. And once you get really good, you don't even have to multiply by 100. You just know to move your decimal over 2 times, which would mean this would be 22.8. So I'm going to round up to 23%. So next we're going to do 24258 divided. 24250. What the heck? Oh, because that's there. Okay. 24258 355267. So this is going to be 6.8%. So we're going to round up to 7. And if you forgot how to do math, the reason why I'm rounding up is because whenever the first place after the decimal is 5 or greater, you're going to round up. All right, so now let's do this one. And when we're done with all of these percentages, it should add up to 100. Sometimes you're going to get a little less than 100 or a little more than 100 because of the rounding up and down part. So, almost done. And this is where it's going to differ because I didn't put this in recreation. I'm pretty sure I put that down here in other or something. All right, so now let's add up all of our percentages and see how much over or under we are from 100. It should be pretty close though. 88, what the hell? All right, let me see. Let me make sure I got everything. 16, 23, 7, 7, 2. I'm missing a 3. 4, 13, 1, 11, and 4. So that equals 91%. So let me see how much different this is from the video. Okay, so in the scenario that I gave in that particular video, my other was 26%, but we're going to subtract 2 because we're over here, and then we're going to subtract 11, and that's 24, 13% that's missing. All right, am I tripping? Yeah, that's 13% that's missing. So, oh, because the other is here. So really we're off 22%, but then you subtract the 2, you subtract the 11, and that equals 13, 9. Okay, so this part is wrong. So in the video, the other category was here, which was 26%. So we're minus 22 right here, because remember, some of this stuff was included elsewhere or whatever. So if you take the 22%, you subtract the 2% that were over there, subtract the 11% that were over there, you get the 9% that I'm missing here. So I'm not really, well, some of this part comes from like I was going to say overestimating, comes from rounding up and then the rounding down part. So a lot of times, unless you use the exact percentages, you're not going to get 100% exactly, which is why I had the other category in that video to begin with. But this basically is how you calculate everything. I did go through and I included everything that was in my expense tracker. Oh, you know what? And this is why I don't do an every dollar budget. This other 9% that's missing out of my take-home pay is basically what I keep in my checking account as a buffer. Basically, what I do at the end of every single month, and I've explained this in a couple videos, but I know some of you guys are new. If my account is over $4,000 at the end of my budget. I take that amount and I put it towards saving, okay? At this particular time in July, I was not doing this. I basically was keeping everything in my checking to kind of keep my checking at a certain amount, but I believe it was less than $4,000 at that point. And eventually I said, okay, what do I want to keep in my account as a buffer at the end of every single month, and everything in excess I will send to my checking. So basically 9% of my income, which let's go ahead and do 3,552.67 times 9%. So I'll write it here. So my checking buffer at this time, this particular month, was $319.74, which is the 9% that I was looking for. So basically what I did was I just kept this in my checking, and not necessarily as a buffer, because I don't take my account down to zero anyway. I never do. I never have, and I never will. And I never even keep like a small checking buffer. So at the end of this particular budget, this was not the balance of my checking account. It was probably somewhere in like the $2,000 to $3,000 range, probably somewhere like midway between $2,000 and $3,000. And then eventually, once I got out of debt, that's when I started the whole, okay, now I'm going to have way too much money left over in my checking, because now I'm not sending $1,000, $2,000, $3,000 to my debt every single month. So what am I going to do with this extra money? Oh, well, I'm going to take it to savings. I determined that I wanted to keep $4,000 in my checking account at all times, because I was taught by a different multimillionaire that you keep 2 to 3 times your monthly bills in your checking account at all times. Plus you have your mini emergency fund of $3,000. Plus you have your true emergency fund of 6 months worth of your expenses. Plus you have an investment account. I will link up in the Eye in the Sky video that I did last year sometime about the 4 financial goals you need to reach in order to become wealthy. And this is what I was taught. And basically it's because when you have an off month, or, you know, anything happens, you don't have to worry about pulling from your savings to cover your checking, because you always have 2 to 3 times your monthly bills in your checking account at all times. So let's say you lose your job, then guess what? You have 2 months or 3 months worth of your expenses already in your checking. So it's like you have to drain 2 to 3 months of not having an income before you even touch your mini emergency fund, or before you even touch your true emergency fund. So that is why I do that. So that's where that extra 9% comes from. I really hope that you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope for those of you guys who were a little confused on how you calculate the percentages, this is how you do that. And if you are somebody who kind of does a buffer or something like that, just understand that when you add up all these percentages and it's this far off, that more than likely that extra percentage is what you decide that you've been keeping in your checking account as a buffer. Maybe that's something that needs to be written on this page somewhere, maybe in the other portion, but that is how you do that. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. Please give this video a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already. But other than that, I will see you guys in the next video. Bye guys.